Right.
Right, and now we go back to cinemas, and we're back in the realm of the films that only these are the films that did not could not warrant more than one person watching them. They only managed to drag one of us into the cinema, and this is Bob's Burgers. I mean, I think we have two films. One of them is probably because of the subject matter, and the other one is probably because of availability. But Bob's Burgers, I saw this, and it's called Bob's Burgers the movie, and as you can guess from that, it is a film version of a TV show. So the same way, and it's an animated TV show in the style of, in the tradition, not the style, of The Simpsons and like Family Guy and all that. But it's built around the Belcher family, and they run this so small burger joint in a seaside town, and the whole idea behind it, you have Bob, you have his wife Linda, and their three kids, Tina. Oh, what was the son called? I can't remember what the son's called. And the youngest kid, Louise, who is a young girl who always wears these bunny rabbit ears. And if you've seen the TV show, I think the TV show has its charms, but it's a kind of show that I've always found I can't watch too much of it because I can watch maybe 7 episodes, and even if it's a weekly thing, watch 7 episodes. After a while, I just kind of go off it a bit. It's the humor is mainly based around wordplay and about the characters and all that. But sometimes I just find I'm like, I don't feel like this is going anywhere. Like the characters don't seem to ever develop. I mean, as much as you can say that things do in an animated thing, but also there is a there's a similar thing that it has to the UK Office. Because I remember the UK Office, and I remember watching the UK Office and thinking I couldn't watch too many of episodes of those in a row because it got a bit depressing. Because these people's lives never really went anywhere. And the Belcher family, they're the kind of family who, if they ever had a storyline where they won the lottery and they got rich, that's the end of the show. Because a lot of the humor from the show comes from their struggle, and it comes from the fact that they have this burger joint that's in this seaside town that's kind of like falling apart. They're always struggling, and a win for them might be that, hey, we managed to get enough money to buy ourselves a new doormat or something something like that. So I think it's a very particular type of humor that I don't think everybody will get, and I like some episodes of it, and I don't think but I don't like it enough to watch every single episode. When they say new seasons of Bob's Burgers, I'm like, man, maybe. Maybe when I'm struggling to sleep and there's nothing else on or something like that. Even though I can see that there's some charms in the show, but I don't think that they're just for me. And obviously in the film, the great thing about the film is that the film carries those things over. So the way they do with these, like if you compare an episode of The Simpsons on TV to the Simpsons movie, you can say that they've spent more time and more money on the animation style and the drawings. The drawings look sharper. Same thing here, drawings look sharper. This is pretty much a stealth musical because one of the things that Bob's Burgers does is that it has almost every episode, it has a song. And because all of the people, they have terrible voices, it's never well sung. But this is imagine a musical filled with a whole bunch of people who can't sing. And that is kind of, and if that idea like entices you or intrigues you, you might like Bob's the Burgers the movie. The storyline is that they have the burger joint, and they have as is always the case, the bank loan is coming. They have to make a payment on the bank loan. Not even the whole thing. They just have to make a payment on the bank loan. They don't have the money to do it, so they know that they have to sell a certain amount of burgers by the end of the week. If not, they're not going to go through. But then there's a sinkhole that shows up in front of the house. This is the kind of thing where bad things just keep happening to them. And there's a sinkhole that shows up in front of the house, which so obviously slows down their burger trade. There's a dead body that's found in the sinkhole, and then the whole film becomes about how do we find this whole thing out. And it does feel like an extended episode. I was one of 3 people in the cinema, so this was an upgrade on men. There were 3 of us in the cinema that watched this, and I was thinking the only fans of this show are going to. I actually spoke to the couple who went to watch it. I was like, are you guys fan of the TV show? They were like, yeah, we like the TV show. I was like, what do you think about that? They're like, it was all right. I think it kind of like sagged a little bit in the bit because it has that problem when you're trying to turn a TV show into a film where it just feels like an overlong episode. And you usually would tell me all this storyline in 30 minutes, but now you're making it 90 minutes. So I thought if you're a fan of the TV show and if that sort of sardonic humor, and if you're not put off by the fact that nothing really good ever seems to happen for this family, it's kind of, then maybe you like it. But so I can see that people who love the show would like it. wasn't particularly my cup of tea. I don't think I'll be watching it again.
If I'd have gone in cold to watch it, would I have known what was going on? Could it have been a movie that I'd have understood, or would it have been probably?
I think if you'd gone in cold, you can follow the story. It's not that hard.
Okay.
It's quite self-contained, but it does have some really really good voice actors and voice like Kevin Klein. Kevin Klein does a voice in it. He plays Mr. Fishoder, who's like the landlord, who's this kind of like so rich he doesn't understand what's going on with the little people kind of thing. But I would give it stop. I know I'm out of time. Quiet. So I would give it a 3 out of 5. I'll give it a 3 out of 5, and I would say, I mean, Sean, if you can catch an episode of the TV show on at home, if you like that, then I think you'll like the film.
Okay, I'll do that. It's a good. Yeah, it's a good point.
I think if you like an episode of Bob's Burgers, then I think you'll like the film. If you
is it anything like The Simpsons? Sorry, just one like. Is it anything like that?
Not really.
Compare it? No. Okay.
I wouldn't compare it to The Simpsons at all. I mean,
Family Guy.
No, it's a totally different. It's a totally different type of humor. This is a lot more deadpan than any of them, and it's definitely not as gross. It's definitely nowhere near. It's not gross. It's not gross at all. It's more of a family show, quite frankly.
Okay.
It's everything always revolves around the family and comes back to family, like the Fast and Furious movies. But actually, I've just put you off it, Sean, haven't I? But